Hey,
I made a mistake of not taking medicine ahead of time yesterday.
I said, what, how, who, when, where, about you. It's the podcast time for the podcast.
Oh, I should probably pull up the
Talking Normies Podcast.
Wiggity,
Yo. What up, y'all? It's the Talking Normies Podcast. We are the Talking Normies. My name is Chris motherfucking Johnson.
This is Pat Bencho Patel.
What?
Pat, are you the
Spidey.
bench in this situation? It's good that you don't have a sister, but you have a brother, so I don't know.
I'm Spidey.
What happened to Micky?
Hey, weekend catch up. The Strek goes right into the first topic. Weekend catch up. What'd you guys do on the weekends aside from Sunday?
I actually have an update, but it's still not that fun. I decorated my house.
Shit.
I put up curtains.
What?
And I put up this. There's this little room in my house that I'm gonna turn into like a little reading nook. And I found these like fake plant wall panels. And so kind of I just did a bunch of handiwork this weekend.
Did you like color coordinate everything?
On these like fake, sort of, yeah, kind of. I like, yeah, it's nice. I got it's nice. I got the old drill, the screws, and I was just like, and it just. I felt very masculine this weekend.
Are you doing anchors? You doing wall anchors too?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
to hang them up, yeah.
Nice. You were just talking about the drill. I just want to make sure. you get drywall anchors. I'd be worried.
You don't think I would have known to put drywall anchors in these?
I don't know. You just said I just got the drill. I don't know. I was worried.
He called it a sound.
I got my house blicky.
Oh, that's what the drill is. A pistol for the crib.
Damn right.
So I had an art show. I was in an art show this weekend.
Oh yeah.
How'd that go?
It went really well. I sold a pillow.
Nice.
I need to make a Squarespace for selling pillows and for the art that I do because they're hard to advertise on Instagram.
What about Etsy? I mean, you'd probably still have to blur it, but you could like.
No, Etsy will let me show it.
Freaking do Etsy.
To do, I guess I probably just do an Etsy. That'll be easy.
Etsy makes more sense.
Yeah. So I'm putting together an Etsy to sell pillows now.
Nice.
I want to start an Etsy too.
What are you gonna sell?
Yeah, what are you gonna sell?
I don't know.
Make pubic hairs.
Digital art, or maybe like make prints of like the drawings I make.
Oh, see, that's way more better than what Pat just said. So I did that. I'm also going to connect this into my weekend dealie. That was Saturday. Sunday, I had a really wild group at the sauna bus. They were wilding out a little bit.
So you watched the game in the sauna bus?
No. I watched the game after.
What did they do?
I was like, so what have you ladies been doing? And the one girl was like, we just got done drinking brunch. We just got done eating brunch. And I was like, oh shit.
Typically you do.
So yeah, now you got to deal with drunk people. How do you like dealing with that?
Dealing with what?
Dealing with drunk people.
Oh, I used to work at a brewery. So super used to it.
But the brewery's like different. Like you could be mean to them.
No, you can't.
But now that there's
You can't kick your like people, your customers out. Brewery, you can kick them out. Like they're being acting
Only
a fool on
if
your
they're-
Yeah,
bus,
but
so now
they gotta be
kick them
really
out.
drunk. At the
yeah.
brewery, you just kind of, when people are drunk, you're just like, I don't know, you're just like, oh yeah, it's cool, you're drunk, it's fine. What are you saying, Mickey?
So because they're in a sauna, do you watch them like get sober in real time? Like
That's what I was thinking.
like sweat out the toxins?
They weren't that drunk. They were a little tipsy. They usually come a little tipsy and leave pretty good to go.
Solid.
But you gotta make sure you hydrate. And then I changed the brake rotors and brakes on my car.
You made it sound like they're pretty much good to go, like they're ready to go.
Just gotta get the fuck on out of here. Go get it. So I don't know. That was my manly feat for the week. I had to fix the brake rotors. I only did one because it started raining, so I got one more to do, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning.
That is
my
badass.
car will be completely brake and rotor fixed, and I drove it on the highway and didn't die.
Nice.
That is pretty.
So
badass.
how's the break sound? Like have you noticed? Like you did a good job.
Chris, they sound. They sound fine, and that's how I know they're good, I guess. Because before that, when I was braking and stopping the car, it was like, oh my god.
So you said you did the rotors because like one thing about rotors is you got to resurface them sometimes. Did you resurface it?
No, I just got brand new rotors.
Oh, you added new rotors. Okay,
Yeah.
you didn't use existing rotors. Okay.
No, I just got brand new boys.
Damn, man, you gotta show me how to do that.
It's super easy. YouTube it.
Man, okay, a lot of people say just YouTube it, and I get you. You could learn stuff on YouTube, but how about folks like me? I'm a hands-on learner. I can't just watch something. I don't have to focus just to watch something.
No, I mean, you got to watch it in parts, watch it in pieces.
Yeah,
like, okay, you find that piece that he touched, and all right, I'm gonna fix that.
It's like Legos.
Like cars too.
Yeah,
I never played Legos.
Like the first minute of the video is like do this, so you pause the video,
and it shit takes like 30 minutes,
and then you move on to the.
And then you go to
you don't just watch it and try to retain the information.
Yeah, that's right.
You just try to matrix download it as you watch it, bro.
Bro, it was a 15-minute video, and this shit took me like 2 hours, dog. Like,
you gotta follow along.
yeah, look, when you decide to do it, I'll do it with you, but you'll have to.
He's good.
No, I'll take him back after. I'll do it.
It's okay. He's
I'll do it with you, but we'll watch the video together. I'll do the right one, and then you can do the left one or some shit. All right. All right. That's my weekend.
That's gonna be a day.
Also, if you're watching us live currently right now, shout outs where you're from. I want to know where you guys are all from.
Ew,
For
I
real.
love that.
I would love to know that. My weekend. So this time I actually got to catch up. I should have a catch up.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you have a hot little day?
Yeah. No. Hey, ain't that juicy?
Damn.
But no, this weekend it was a good weekend. I got some cleaning done. I needed to clean my closet out. Nice. So I got that done. I haven't had a chance to eat since my dad's not home anymore. So the house is not in the greatest shape. It's not the cleansiest spot. So I've been just cleaning around the house. Got a new vacuum.
Nice. What kind of vacuum you get? I've been looking at getting a new one too.
So
Dyson?
No, that's too expensive for me, man.
But they're worth it.
Yeah,
That's $400,
man.
It's worth it.
It's $400. No, I bought me a quick $100, $120 one from Walmart. A Bissell.
Bissels are nice.
Bissell's just all right, man.
No, Bissels are really
Bissell's
nice. They make pet specific stuff.
Yeah, I got a pet fur.
Bissell's suck.
I think I got a shark. Mine's a shark.
Hey, it was $120. All right, it was a steal. All right.
Sometimes you gotta
$120.
spend more money to save more money.
Yeah, man. So that way you don't
there
have to
you
get a new vacuum in the next 10
You
years.
know what? You guys are right about. You guys might because I feel like I buy a vacuum every year and a half or so.
Yeah,
Because you
Yeah.
keep on
Like
buying
buying Bissell.
$100
Hey
vacuum.
man, buy a Dyson, bro. I'm telling you.
how long does your Dyson last you?
Fucking years. My parents have had a Dyson for 10 years.
You don't have to because when mine run out, I have to buy the bottom the rolly thingy because wears out or the band rolls out.
You get what you. There's no bands. You get what you pay for
Yeah,
with
bro.
Dyson.
if you're
You
still
tripping,
using
bro.
vacuum cleaner with bands, you just have vintage boys.
Yeah, my grandma has.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm
My
pretty
grandmother has
sure.
a Bissell.
Pretty sure my grandma's got the same vacuum, bro.
Like no, but
She just holds on to it because she's got sentimental value to
Does
it.
yours still have a bag?
No, not a bag. I got empty with a canister.
Yeah.
that's crazy. Now we think about how old we are. We've seen the
Bags.
end of bag,
Right?
vacuums.
Hey, honestly, the very first vacuum cleaner. You remember Kirby's?
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
door
Kirby
to door.
slap.
Those also sucked.
They still exist.
Yeah.
It's still a company, and they still do door to door sales.
I know why they called it Kirby because the Kirby
it
Super
sucks
Mario
everything.
sucks everything.
I mean, I don't know if they were the same time or not.
That's why I
but
call
yeah,
your
that could
girlfriend
be.
Kirby.
But anyway, so I did some cleaning, and then Saturday I went to the hookah bar down Egyptian bar or something like that.
What the actual fuck?
Damn, you didn't tell nobody.
What the fuck?
Hey, listen,
You just went by yourself. huh?
It was I did text. Listen, I texted Micky. It was a last minute kind of a deal. It was actually the Attack on Titan crew decided to meet up that night.
Damn.
So, but I did text. I did text Micky. But then you said you had an art show, so I was like, maybe,
Excuse me, sir.
But you had an art show.
How late were you out until?
So we were there until the end of the Lakers game, so probably till 11.
Art show was over. Could have came through.
What a
I can't
day.
believe you. You know how close I live to there.
I know. And bro, we had a great night too. We had so much fun. I had IU game going on, the Lakers game both won. We had 2 hookahs going. We were drinking, food. The whole spot was packed. We had people. I was shaking up with talking to other people when we were watching the Lakers game. It was fun, man. It was a good time. And plus, run and met some ladies that could possibly get us 2 future tickets, like box shows.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. We were at a beach. You remember?
Fucking beach.
You want a microfiber cloth
Microfiber cloth.
so you can rub it in better?
Thank you. Thank you. Also, you literally invited Micky, who I'm pretty sure lives 20 miles away.
But you said you had an art
What a
show.
day.
You didn't know I had an art show until right now.
No, you told me at our show. You did tell me. We were supposed to, actually, low key, we were supposed to leave the hookah bar after the Lakers game to go to the art show, but then we realized the art show was closed. But,
So the art show was closed.
you knew.
What did I do after the art show was closed?
I figured you already drunk and you did your own thing.
Spencer
At
came
the
through
end,
because
it
he a
was
real
his
one.
own hole he dug that destroyed him.
I would like to say the art show had they had a fashion show. This was an erotic art show, so they had an erotic fashion show, and they had a lot of shibari come through at the end, and so many people knew how to pole dance that I felt left out.
You know, there's a pole dance in the studio here. We could go learn.
I don't.
Hey.
It's very hard.
Straight up, that bro.
core work.
Yeah, like if you get good at that, like you are fucking strong.
I have
I'm not
a pole
gonna
in
lie,
my
I think I
house,
can
so
do
I
it.
practice.
You are like, man, strippers are strong, dude. Like they can fucking
Crush your head with their thighs.
yeah, easily.
Oh, so what did everybody do Sunday? Trick question. I know what everyone did Sunday. Where did you guys watch the game at?
I watched the game with Micky.
My house,
Nice.
mi casa.
Did I watch the game?
I think you said you spent the evening cleaning up and cooking.
Well, the day before.
No, I'm talking to Spidey.
Me, yeah, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure I did. We ended up going out to Imbibe, and I think we caught like the end of the game.
Oh,
But you know, I didn't.
God,
care.
I miss those. Man, I miss.
yeah. Well, you moved to where there's nothing but a hospital.
Yeah.
Go hang out there. See if they'll give you an IV drip.
Low key, but you know what? If he ever is in trouble, the hospital's going to save his ass. It's right there. He could get shot and he'd be saved immediately.
He lives in. The only person that's gonna shoot him is him. Mickey, don't accidentally shoot yourself just to go to the hospital.
He's not getting hurt. In his
You can
area.
go for checkups. It's okay.
He'll be just fine.
So one, I'm going to tell everybody here that I'm going to talk about where I was at for the game, and I don't want anyone to mention the name of it. Okay? Can we all agree that you'll know where I'm talking about and you won't say the name?
Look,
Don't
why?
get excited.
If I
Because I don't want
wanted to,
motherfuckers knowing where I'm going to hang out
I don't
at.
think I
Yeah.
could because.
But they don't live here. They won't know.
I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Cool, tight.
I'm
We'll
gonna
just-
I'm not
guess.
going to say. I'm not going to say. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna
Indirect
start
doxing.
guessing
Go ahead,
names,
go ahead.
and you just give me a no.
All right, so I went to a bar, and there happened to be a bunch of Philadelphia people there.
Oh.
You were at the Philadelphia Eagle Bar.
Ah, God damn it, you got me. And and they were a little wild for the game. People were jumping for joy when someone got injured. Mahone got injured. He fell down and hurt his knee just a little bit. People were literally clapping.
For
They
real?
said, "Yeah!
That's how you know
We
Philadelphia
got him!
fans are
We got
trash."
these-" Hey, listen.
No,
They
Philadelphia fans were all the same fans that fucking yelled at Santa Claus. They booed Santa Claus.
Booed Santa
Booed
Claus.
Santa Claus.
They booed Santa Claus.
When Santa was in the Super Bowl?
No, he was in the football game. I mean, not in the football game, but they booed Santa.
So I know that there was no way in hell Mahomes was not going to come back into the game because
Bro, right?
it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But the way that man was wincing, like realistically speaking, I feel like he's fucked his ankle up. Like,
Oh, it was his
Did you see
ankle
him
and
at the
his knee,
parade?
man.
At the Super Bowl parade, bro, his ankle's fine.
for the public eye, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors.
At the Super Bowl
you know,
parade, he was
I have no
chilling.
idea what happened at the Super Bowl.
So it was just, all right. So here's the thing about Philly. Philly is notorious for being, no offense to anybody from Philadelphia, a little gutter. I'd like to point out, we were talking about this story before. The Canadians built a robot that would hitchhike, and the whole point was it was going to hitchhike across the country. That bitch made it to Philly, and they found it dead in an alley. All right, Philadelphia murdered a fucking robot because they were like, I don't know, fuck this thing. Like, I don't know.
He's like, "Where are you from?"
Canada.
Not in these parts. So.
We don't fuck with that.
So Philly's so the fans are a little fucking intense,
Nice
and
city,
just
though.
being around a bunch of Philly fans during this game was kind of wild.
Their diet consists of cheesesteaks. Like they have digestive systems that can handle thick cheese.
That's all they eat.
You don't fuck with a nice cheesesteak? So
It's
Oh, I
gotta be
love
the
the
whiz, bro.
nice. Man, dude, when we were in Philly, there was a what's the one cheesesteak spot? Tony Luca's, I think, right? That's the one that was on the Food Network. But then the locals told us, no, if you want the real deal, there's 2 spots. And they're like a town rivalry, but they're right across the street from each other.
Nice.
Right? So one play, here's the thing. These 2 spots were always constantly busy. So we went there as a group, and we stood in both lines to try out both cheesesteaks. And I got to tell you, if they just combined their forces and made a collab cheesesteak, it would be the best cheesesteak on the planet. Because
one's missing something?
One place had better bread and cheese, but then the
yeah.
other place had better seasoned meat. So man, if they just combined forces, it would be just my God.
I've never had a good
I can't
one.
remember the
Whoa.
name of those places, but I'm sure people from Philly.
And they use fake cheese, right?
I got you. No, it's cheese whiz, but I mean that's how it's supposed to be.
Well, they had other options too. They had like provolone.
I have a nice provolone.
Provolone.
So we're talking about moments. If you guys want to talk about any moments in the game, what I really want to talk about is the commercials.
Yes.
Dude.
They were weak.
Yeah,
I
bro.
didn't see 'em.
A YouTube cell phone commercial made it onto the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Okay,
YouTube
and,
cell phone.
and also this one company called Temu, Temu, and I keep seeing YouTube ads for them, and it's like buy these designer shoes for $3.99. It's just this like it looks like a scam. Like it just looks like red flags. As soon as I see those ads, I'm just like.
Oh shit! Maria says the Breaking Bad one was the best. I think. Did you guys see the Breaking Bad
Yes,
one?
that was a great one. That was a Doritos commercial one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes. That was a pretty good one. But but like I can see that they're just kind of letting anybody get a Super Bowl commercial now. That's what it feels like.
They're banking a lot on celebrity. Remember back in the day with Puppy Monkey Baby, and they would just do weird shit.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Super
Puppy
Bowl
Monkey
ads
Baby.
no longer feel as lucrative as they used to.
Remember the E-Trade commercials with the babies? They were so like creative, and now it's just like
Get a celebrity and
That's
do like
because
some nostalgia bait.
That's because I feel like the NFL is like slowly dying.
I will say this: the NFL is slowly dying, but I feel like they just revitalized themselves. I was like, man, the NBA is about to take over the NFL in America at least. But I feel like the NFL got a leg up just recently with their deal with YouTube, because now I feel like a lot more young fans are going to be able to get into watching.
You can watch the NFL on the YouTubes.
Yeah, you can watch now. You can this coming year you're going to be able to watch it on YouTube.
But here's the thing: with everything that's come out about like CTE and all that stuff, like I just feel like the new generation, like
They won't be playing as much.
They're not going to let their kids play. Like,
You just want to have as many talented athletes playing.
Would you let your kids play football?
Me, I would let my kid play to a certain age, like pee wee football and all that. High school, probably not. But if my kid shows promise during his pee wee football years, like hey, he might be something, then I would let him play high school football, because the kid, like they're working it to make it safe. Obviously, it's never going to be a safe sport, but they're making improvements trying to make it safe.
I also noticed that they were promoting a women's league.
Yes, yeah. There's a women's flag football league coming out. I'm excited for that too. That's gonna be
pretty
fun.
exciting.
Why isn't it tackle?
Because it's gonna be hurt.
Fucking.
Plus, you
Yeah,
They give birth. I'm pretty sure you
I
can
kind of
knock them
thought
over.
the same
Fuck
thing.
them.
I was like, why does it have to be flag for them? But if I'm
have
playing
men's
football,
flag.
I personally I'd rather play flag. Don't.
Well, yeah,
don't.
but you're
plus
also not, like,
everyone would like knock on flag football, but I tell you what, flag football is actually harder than real football.
Yeah, because you got to be like agile.
You gotta be like, you just can't go pick somebody up.
I bet it's more exciting to watch because they got to be like
you gotta juke more.
Yeah,
a little quicker.
Okay, I got a question for you, Pat. Do you think that the NFL actively suppresses the popularity of soccer in the States? Because like as team oriented as we are, and as like America as we are, it's crazy to me that we don't participate in like the worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's like the metric system. Like we're still the only ones. You know, like
Oh, it's us and Burma.
So like watching football, I was like, why do we like the fact that we call it football and it's not at all
Football.
that at all. Like feet are hardly involved. Like you know, like like my conspiracy brain was going off. I was like, oh, it makes sense. I think the NFL is just probably in the back end suppressing soccer here.
Yeah,
I definitely could see that because, like you just said, like we Americans just love to support a team or whatever, and we never like actually supported soccer. Like we support other sports.
Like it's a worldwide thing.
Yeah.
You would think America would want to be like
The best in the world.
I mean,
we're already on the bad foot. We got
But
started
also,
late.
I feel like as Americans, like I feel like since Americans made football, we don't want to be associated with, like, you know, because it's not American. So like as Americans, we like to be like anything like America, you know.
but like
we're gonna be talking more about the
you
trailers
remember-
and stuff. Don't worry.
But like soccer was super huge at one point. You remember Mia Hamm, dude? Like I mean, like I remember
that was when they were winning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, our women's team is
I was
fucking
gonna say, yeah,
phenomenal. Our women's team is nothing to
Our
fucking
women's
like.
team is
They
great.
do not fuck around.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's like women's team is great, but it's like it's only good for Americans when they're winning. If they're not winning, we're not going to know anything about because ESPN is not going to cover them.
But when they were winning, they weren't getting covered. Like,
I mean, they were getting covered. They were on ESPN.
Listen,
Yeah, we have those
Futsal-
got milk commercials.
futsal is pretty big around the world because it's easy and it's accessible. We got a bunch of futsal courts here in Indiana. I think it's on its way up, but you got to start kind of from the bottom. Before we move on, because I do want to talk about the trailers and I do want to talk more about the commercials, but you guys didn't answer if you let your kids play football or not.
Oh, I would heavily advise against it, and I would have them watch the Aaron Hernandez documentary.
So that they don't shoot their
Yeah,
fucking
but how about
girlfriends.
if your kid has problems? You're not going to let him.
Look, that's why I'm not gonna make. That's why I said I would heavily advise against it. I'm not gonna keep them from doing what they want to do, but I would heavily advise against it.
yeah, same, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would. But I'd raise them to be the greatest kicker of all time.
Yeah. Like, what's a position
what I mean?
where
Like,
you
you
don't
know,
have to
And
fuck
listen,
around?
I will say this right now:
Team,
a kicker's not a real position in football. I hate kickers in football.
What? That's the name of the game.
I hate
The one time when someone uses their foot.
I hate kickers. I had
They decide the
doesn't
game
make sense.
sometimes.
No,
It doesn't-
I had
it
the biggest
doesn't
gripe with kickers because every time when we practice, kickers don't practice. When we practice, right? When there's football practice, kickers. They do their own shit,
You know
and
why?
they do their own shit, and their practice is light, and all they do is just kick field goals for a little bit, and
Sounds
they're
like you're
done,
jealous.
and then
You
talk
know
to each other.
you know why?
jealous?
As
You know
other
why, though?
players, we have to fucking practice.
That's
jealous.
his position.
You know why though? Because during his
And then,
offseason,
but then, hey,
he's
when it
busy
comes down to
kicking.
game to go kick a fucking field goal and you miss and you don't practice, come on, motherfucker,
It's
come on.
It's a lot of pressure, you know.
I had
You're just
childhood
mad.
trauma with a kicker.
I think you're just mad that they missed that 45-yarder.
Yeah, 'cause that's not just one job.
I love that they put the microphones on the goalpost, so they play. I would push my kid towards soccer, but that's because I married a European. I'm officially a part of the world stage now, and my kid's going to be the best little soccer player ever. Then we putting the feet on him. We're going to be doing
That's
and
right.
one soccer.
Hey, two more things before we move on from this topic. One, I've been meaning to make this TikTok, and I'm gonna today. I just want to be there for the board meeting where Roger Goodell was like, "Let's put end racism really big at the edge of every end zone. Let's put end racism, and that'll
do it. That'll do it.
Not like when the
that'll do
players wanted to
something.
kneel and protest, but like just yeah.
Colin
And
Kaepernick can eat a
racism.
dick. That's what.
Next year they're gonna change it to NFL supports the gays.
So honestly, I would not be surprised because I've always say this: NFL is like light years behind the NBA. NBA is so ahead of its I wouldn't say ahead of its time, but like they do so much better
in terms of like
progressiveness because
Yeah.
like the NBA like literally will let the players handle that situation, not come from a corporate standpoint. You know what I'm trying to say? And racism came from a corporate standpoint. The NBA is like, okay, hey, this is a problem, players. This is it's affecting your community. You guys find the solution how to do that, and then we'll join in. That's what the NBA does. NFL is like comes
Top down.
top down.
Top down doesn't work.
Yeah.
Top down's not gonna fucking work. It's not gonna work.
And then the last thing, do you guys think that final holding call was kind of bullshit?
No,
I think the pass interference right before the halftime show was kind of bullshit because homie caught the ball and I thought he was solidly in. I thought he had control and everything. This was Eagles catching, and this would have put them one touchdown up before halftime. And they recalled it, and they were like, well, he didn't technically have the ball. But also, I really do, and I don't watch sports that heavy, but I really feel like dude was pass interferencing his ass on top of that. And they're like, well, fuck, man. Like, what are y'all doing?
I
It's
thought
kind
the
of weird.
one, I forget who was catching. It might have been the Eagles. I thought the one bullshit call was like when they said it was a complete pass, but it like bounced off his helmet, and he clearly double caught that. He definitely double caught that.
but that was a catch.
Well,
And see that. So I would say James Bradbury was the one who held the guy at the last thing. He publicly even said, I was holding him. I was just hoping the refs would not call it. But I would also say that he also held another player in the first half. The refs did not call it pass interference and got away with it. So I feel like it was kind of right off. It was like it washed off. So I really think it played out the way it should have played out.
So do you believe in the conspiracy of like paid off refs? Like,
I do believe that the
Oh,
conspiracy of the NFL is scripted, yes.
Damn. Okay.
I'm just joking. I know.
No stressing says, Pat, the reason is because the NBA is black as hell. And I definitely think it is. All right, so trailers. Did you guys see the trailers? Fun fact, guys, we reacted to the trailers, but we had some technical difficulties, so they didn't make it up. But we did see them, and we do want to talk about them.
I'm pretty hyped for Ant-Man.
For real?
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of am too, because I don't see Ant-Man not getting both of his antenna broke off and shoved up his ass. And I don't know why I want to see that, because I love Paul Rudd, but I'm just convinced that he's about to be like, what do you got to do? And he's just going to get fucked up.
Well, okay, so
Paul Rudd, the character is supposed to be pretty smart though.
Yeah. We've had a lot of Marvel content, but I feel like we've been kind of stagnant in the overall arcing thing. And I think Ant-Man is like when Loki came out, like that was like, oh shit, we're moving forward, like something's happening. But then
I haven't really gotten back to it yet.
But then everything else that's been out since then has almost felt like a standalone thing. So if Ant-Man finally feels like we're fucking
moving that forward.
We're moving forward with something.
Flash looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go watch.
I'm gonna watch Flash.
I'm gonna go watch.
Yeah,
I know what that man did, and he's wrong for doing what he did. And WB, who owns the WB?
I really can't blame WB on this one. Like you can tell from the trailer how much money they stand to lose. Like
they made a decision that
I don't blame them for quadrupling down.
I mean, honestly,
hell yeah. First off, I think like for them to have been like, oh, we're gonna cancel it, would have been some dumb shit anyway.
Yeah.
Like if Ezra Miller, if anything, be like all of Ezra Miller's money from this is going to all the shit he fucked up. Like do that.
Yeah.
Then I have an incentive to go see the movie and be like, all right, cool. Because, like, yeah, they put too much in it. And, like, get to see Michael Keaton again is going to be crazy. And they got a lot of different, like, Batman-y things in there.
Fucking Zod?
Zod, yeah, I'm interested in what they're going to do. This is what's funny about DC.
Superwoman.
They kind of shit the bed on some of those older movies. And they shit the bed on them so hard that it's wild that they're able to revisit them. Because we got Zod back. Man of Steel was trash. I didn't fuck with
Man of Steel was trash.
We gone all the way back to Michael Keaton. Batfleck's in it too. It looks like maybe Christian Bale's gonna be in it. Like they're able to go back and even be like, okay, yeah, those things did suck, but isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? Look, we got Supergirl. Isn't this cool? And I'm like, okay, like I'm interested in seeing what they're gonna do with it. Just because I think it'll be one of the first times that I don't know. But also, they're still building off of nostalgia and shit too. And I want them to do something new. And that's kind of why I liked fucking my man. Well, fucking Aquaman. I enjoyed Aquaman.
I'm actually interested in Flash. I'll watch it. So they made a calculated decision. It's better to deal with the backlash and the backlash of this movie because that is way less than what we're gained. We're probably gonna make more money off of. That's what the calculation they came up with. So I have a similar question for you guys because you guys said you guys are gonna go support this movie.
Yeah.
Even though what he's done. So let's think. And here's a similar question. Ezra Miller, he's running the company. All right. He's not running the company. He's the vice president. But then there's a president. Okay.
Oh wait, of a hypothetical
company. It's not a movie. It's not a movie. Hypothetical company just selling shoes. Selling shoes. Okay. He's selling shoes. Ezra Miller is acting the same way he's acting as he is in this movie. Like, okay, but he's the vice president. Now the president is looking like, okay, you know what? This guy is still bringing me. I feel like the backlash is still going to be less. He's bringing me more dollars, and we're going to keep him around. Would you guys be okay with that? Well, because it's the same kind of situation.
Well, I don't see anybody buying Yeezys anymore.
I'm not talking about Yeezy.
Well, I think it's easier to boycott a shoe than it is a movie.
Well, how? Just don't go watch a movie.
I can go see a movie once. I can easily not buy shoes, if that makes any sense.
So, okay.
If it makes you feel better, Pat, you can pirate it.
I don't.
Yeah, just steal. Yeah, I don't have to steal the shoes. I can easily pirate a movie.
Right.
Okay, so what I'm about to say can be true for both things, a movie and a shoe company. I don't hold.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, tell them to keep them out there. I don't know why they keep bringing them in here. Sorry, our dogs are. Chester, go. No, go.
Come on, Chester. Go. Cash,
go.
you go too. All
Cash.
the dogs.
Cash, go.
In circles now.
Keep them out there.
Cash.
I come in. It's fine. She's a little calm. Okay, so what I'm about to say can be true for both a movie and a shoe company. I don't hold WB responsible for Ezra Miller's actions.
I feel that.
Now, whether they wanted to release the movie or not, it's just like it's kind of like the same thing with the.
I have a question.
Let me finish. It's kind of the same thing with the whole Harry Potter controversy lately. It's like, can you? There's so many people involved in this project that are also going to be hurt by it not being released. Of course, you could say the same thing about like shoe production. Like there's a lot of people that produced Yeezys, which Adidas has taken that brand. Like,
but I don't want to. Let's not think about Adidas, just because like that's different. Like just think, not even shoes, T-shirts. I know you guys are bringing Kanye West into this. I don't bring Kanye West into this.
I think it's hard because this group, like, we like movies. Like we're.
But I'm just saying that isn't that like
hypocritical?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, because like I'm gonna go watch this movie one time, right? That's gonna be $13 fucking. Also, like boycotting a movie isn't going to solve any of the issues. In the future, I probably won't watch Ezra Miller in anything.
All right, so like
Ezra Miller's
boycotting.
gonna be around.
Oh, yeah,
Wait.
There's some things in the comments that maybe I wasn't aware of. They're saying that WB was complicit in like covering shit up. Well, if that's the case, then that's fucked up. I did not know that.
Oh, so if that's the case, I'll just pirate the movie.
But I'm just saying, like, if you just said you gave WB a pass, why can't you not give a company a pass?
I gave them a pass before I knew that they were also complicit in the cover-up.
Okay.
Also, I won't lie, I forgot all the things Ezra Miller did. If it comes out that Ezra Miller did a whole bunch of, like, not comes out, if I'm going to go revisit it, and if it sits morally incorrect with me, I'll pirate the fucking movie. There's not a pair of shoes I want bad enough to steal. You know what I mean?
T-shirt?
There's not a T-shirt I want bad enough to steal. I'll just steal the movie. I'll do it.
What would I steal?
Right? If I'm stealing a T-shirt, it's probably because I needed a T-shirt, but I'll steal this fucking movie.
I mean, with Illustrator and vector art, I feel like you could pirate a T-shirt too nowadays.
But like, what I'm saying is that like,
clip art, image trays, match color, print.
When we get into boycotting, I think there's a certain time and place for boycotting, and I think trying to boycott things like this maybe kind of misses the point. Because like, yeah, sure, you can boycott the Harry Potter game, and that is 100% on you, right? And if morally that feels good for you, then go for it, right? Because we're talking about morally what feels good for you. If I feel like, I'm going to go do my research. I'm going to see what Ezra Miller did. And if I think it's so bad that I'm going to feel shitty for watching this movie, I'll try to offset it. I'll donate. I'll straight up be like, all right, well, what did he do? I'll donate to that cause and I'll go fucking see the movie and maybe I'll feel better about it. But like the movie's still going to come out. It's still going to be a thing. I won't watch Ezra Miller in anything else. I don't think he's going to be Flash anymore after this. I think they're just going to do this. And I want to see.
You doubt that. He's not Flash after this?
No, he's not Flash after this.
If this movie kills, they're not going to replace him.
Yeah, no. I don't think he's Flash anymore,
the Snyderverse fell apart. Like,
they're done.
It's done. Henry Cavill is not Superman, and every fan wants him to be Superman. Like Ezra Miller is nothing. He's nobody. Which really sucks because like aside from his controversies, I did think that he was a really good actor.
Yeah,
like,
he's a good actor.
Superman.
The first thing that I ever saw him in was the Fantastic Beasts movie, and I was like, damn, this guy's he's got range. Like it's really
Henry Cavill's in Fantastic Beasts?
No, Ezra Miller. It's just extremely disappointing when someone with like such talent does something that's like, well, I can't fuck with you anymore. Even Kanye West, he'd made some fucking bangers, dude. He's made some like timeless tracks, and now it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah, honestly, and like I grew up on Kanye. Like I haven't really been revisiting any of his music. It's kind of soured on me, like straight up. And I mean, in the event that Kanye is no longer profiting off of his music, sure, I'll listen to it. But he's gonna stay profiting off of his music, and like, what? I'm gonna fucking follow him for that? I don't feel like listening to Kanye. It legitimately feels different when I listen to it. But like, it's all moral shit. You can't. I'm not about to stake a flag in the ground and be like, I'm boycotting all things that are bad. Because guess what? Most everything is fucking bad.
Yeah.
So like, you wouldn't do shit. You wouldn't have a fucking cell phone. We wouldn't be here in this building. Like, there's a billion different things. So like, in the real world, you pick and choose what you're going to boycott based off your own morals. And you can scrutinize it on your own. But like, if you're using a cell phone, you're a hypocrite. That's it. There's no... Yeah, there's not. This shit came out of the ground. Probably fucking 10 kids died getting me this phone. Like, it's fucked. It's all fucked. And where are you drawing the line at? You know what I mean? Yeah. You're gonna go live in a fucking hut?
No, that's a good point. Because like, yeah, like if you have a smartphone, which everybody does, like you are complicit in something bad happening somewhere in the world.
I think we need to understand. As like, I feel like we need to understand we're all hypocritical because like,
I think we do,
because like,
yeah, I'm gonna go see the movie.
All right, well then I don't want, like, I feel like next time when something comes up, we should have the same type of fire and say, okay, hey, regardless this is bad, I'm gonna still do it.
I mean, it's up to you individually. You know, everyone gets to decide.
Depends to the extent of the badness,
right?
You know, like, what
Ezra
did is like pretty.
It's horrible because he didn't rape somebody.
I don't know about that, but he kidnaps. I don't know.
He kidnapped somebody. That's crime.
The person that was supposedly kidnapped had gotten out and like called and said that she wasn't kidnapped. She went willingly, and then her parents were just upset because I think it's because she was like young And they thought
Which is-
That's bad. That's predatory rape.
Some grooming type shit.
So is your so are you saying
let's not
that
throw the R because we don't know. Let's not. Also, let's not say that.
we can say it on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can. You should be saying how you say it properly. But what I'm saying is that
again,
like
I'm not trying to be like censorship, but like it's just the fucking algorithm. Which also Susan would
Wojcicki.
She is no longer the CEO. She stepped down. But that's a story for another time.
Pat, are you saying that because people are watching Ezra, what do you what do you personally want to do that you feel like people
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch
Allegedly.
it. I want to watch it. I feel like a lot of people are giving him a pass, like giving this a pass.
I don't think he's getting a pass.
I feel like this is like there's Harry Potter. Like there was a huge controversy over that.
And it made so much money, and it did fine, and it wasn't boycotted.
In Pat's defense, I bet a lot of people when they saw that Super Bowl trailer were like, shit. So like I can kind of
Same way with the game. People are playing it.
Yeah. I mean, but I can get what he's saying about the past thing. Like,
I just don't know. I feel like
but the way I choose to justify it is that this project is bigger than just Ezra Miller. There's so many.
Right. Like, there's so many more people in this movie.
So many other people involved in the pipeline. So many artists. So many just there's so much that goes into this kind of a thing.
So before we move on, I just want to know this: is there something, Pat, that you want to do that you feel like people don't want you to do?
no.
I mean, if you want to listen to Kanye, bro, listen to Kanye.
I listen to Kanye regardless. I still listen to Kanye regardless because like you said, I grew up on his music. I still listen to his stuff, but like I just feel like when I don't want to bring Kanye because what Kanye did was totally different, but like there are people who did stuff and like they lost a lot. And Ezra Miller hasn't lost much.
Who are those people?
Oh, I think Ezra Miller has lost.
Has he? He's got a movie coming out.
That's the one thing he's got for himself, right? He's going to be unhireable,
I'm telling you,
bro.
this is probably his final movie. Like, this is it. No one.
This was shot and
no
done
one is
before he did all this too. So like, if he was even
the movie was already completed.
Yes,
wasn't it? Yeah, the movie was done.
If we really want to be angry at WB, we should really be angry about the fucking Batgirl film that like got fucking squashed.
It got all the way made and just got.
It was in editing, and the directors and producers they were at a wedding when they got the phone call. They were like, by the way, we're canning your movie. Like they were at a fucking like family like thing. Like it was one of the best series of their lives. Also, Michael Keaton was in that one too. So.
Also, Pat, I want you to keep in mind too the next time that you're like all these people did bad stuff and they lost a lot. Keep a running list. Like every time you say that, like list those motherfuckers, and you'll see the list ain't that long. The list is very short compared to the amount of celebrities that have done trash things. I mean, Kevin Spacey is out.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey is
one.
Another one of my fucking. God,
But
man, so,
Louis C.K. is still doing shows, bro.
He is?
Yeah,
Yes.
I actually
Wait,
just
who?
listened to his last.
Louis C.K.
stand-up.
Louis C.K.?
Yeah,
Louis C.K. is somewhat back.
Yeah.
He's
So
somewhat
like
back.
there's it's not actually a fuck cancellation is an issue, but it's not actually really a thing.
But also everybody that's about to go watch The Flash, I promise you they're not going in support of Ezra Miller. I promise you that.
They're going because the movie's nostalgia bait.
And it's fucking, it looks hype and it's going to be a good time. But like after this, Ezra Miller does not have a career. No one's going to touch him with a fucking
10-foot pole.
Yeah.
How many flashes have we had recently anyway? In fact, the DC doesn't care. DC is just like, we'll replace you. We don't give a shit. Look,
Yo,
Henry Cavill's
is it Grant Gustin? If he gets in there, I'm going to be so hyped.
If Henry Cavill is out as Superman,
that the TV Flash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix.
I think that would be the smartest thing they could do.
So, real quick, I just want to mention, not as a lot because I don't know a lot, but there's a lot going on in Ohio right now.
Oh, yeah.
With the spill and all that, and no one knows what to do, and no one knows why it's happening, except for a lot of people know.
Yeah, well, also people in Ohio. My brother lives in Cleveland, Akron, so like around that area, and he even said they're not really even like the local news are not covering it as much as you think they would.
Cover up.
And he even said, my brother was like, it's like for even being a resident, there is not like from the local like the health department, any of that. There's like maybe now because like last time I talked to him was Monday, but even then he's like maybe like no one's like out there trying to let their citizens and let other people know about what's going on to like actually test your water. Like my brother was getting paranoid. Okay, so I need to test water. So where did I get the stuff to test water and shit? So like there's just no information about that.
What leaked exactly?
Some pretty dangerous chemicals that are carcinogenic, but they're also going to blow up.
Is it airborne?
Yeah, I mean they burned it, so it's in the air. So here's the thing.
Hey, man.
There's two things happening here. I think one, hear me out. America's big on suing, and so when you say something the first time and you're wrong about it, if you're wrong in the right way, you can be sued about it. We saw that during COVID-19 that we were hesitant to give information out because we didn't want people to hear one thing, and then as it changed, because we don't know what's happening, that when it changes, that you're perceived as being wrong. Look at how many people hate Dr. Fauci, which that's not good. We should be working on that. And two, the other thing is corporations. Hello. Did you guys get a bunch of fucking tax breaks to not have to, you were deregulated, so you didn't have to do what you needed to do to these tracks to make sure they were better. You were just trying to make profits. And so the inevitable happened, because back when the rail workers were trying to get more money and they were on strike and all that, they were saying shit like, this is going to happen. We're not getting paid. We're not getting sick leave. Our fucking infrastructure is trash. It's corporations trying to make the biggest buck they can. And guess who works hand in hand with corporations? Local and state and federal governments. Yeah, that's my take.
Yeah.
I do want to know what anybody else thinks about it and comments and shit.
I mean, back in 2011, there was a nuclear reactor explosion that leaked into the oceans, and I'm pretty sure our oceans are irradiated by now. But like, you know, it's just like these things happen, and I don't know why. No one talks about it. It eventually. It's a complex issue with also like instant gratification, because like the news cycle is churning so fast that even the most heinous things become old news.
And Micky, why is there a 24-hour news cycle?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is like no matter what happens these days, like the world is so fucked up that you just read about these things and you're just like, well, yeah. You know,
well, that might as well happen.
It kind of contributes to the nihilism, unfortunately. And
see, but that's what I think that the world is fucked up, but news has an incentive of showing you how fucked it up it is, because it keeps you on there, and it's money. It's fucking money. There's a 24-hour news cycle that mostly tells you bad shit, so that you always have to tune in. You always have to watch it. Yeah. And then when you do watch it, you're like, oh, this is shitty, this is bad, this is nihilism, I can't do anything about it. They don't want you to. They want you to watch more news so they can make more fucking money.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can't trust the news anymore either.
Like, I feel like
it's just
like when everyone's like, the world's going to shit, we look outside, it's not doing great, but it's all right. But like the whole nihilism thing is them wanting you to not do anything about it.
Just know about it.
What can we do?
We can organize. We can protest. We literally saw that in the past. We have gotten things off of protests. I think the more and more nihilism that people feel, the more and more radical people are going to get on the back end. And like, it's just going to be like, okay, well, we need more transparency. We need more of this. We need more of that. We actually need to vote. Everyone needs to be involved in the communities. It's like 100 million things. But because you're working a fucking 9 to 5, 40 hours, probably more than that, you don't have the time to be an actively effective citizen. And that's where they want you. Because the only thing they want from you, top end conspiracy, is to make money off your ass. That's it, man.
They just see us as dollars. That human beings is just a dollar.
Yeah, pretty much.
How much maximize? How can they maximize one human being?
So everyone, check in on Ohio. Try to figure out what's going on for yourself. If you figure out that it's aliens, revisit your reasoning.
They say it was aliens?
No, I'm sure there's probably. Okay. I haven't read any of the conspiracies
about
it.
But I'm sure.
Fun fact: my dad, who is a conspiracy theorist, he was like, "What do you think about these balloons?" And I was like, "I don't know. What do you think?" And he's like, "I think it's fucking extraterrestrials or some shit." And I'm like, "Okay, well." I was like, what would it take for you not to think that? He's like, if they put out pictures. And I was like, who is they? And he's like, well, the government. I was like, so you're going to believe photos from the government? And he's like, well, like local news. And I'm like, you ain't going to believe. You're a fucking conspiracy theorist. Like, I feel like if you were there and you saw it yourself, you still wouldn't believe it. Because you think that there's always... So I don't know. Conspiracy theorists, y'all kind of believe anything to a certain extent. And I think you need to rally it in for some proof shit. I don't know what you think. I want to know, like, if you got a little bit of back end. Anyway, talk about the movie.
The movie.
Who watched the movie?
Yeah, Black Dynamite.
I fucking love this movie.
Yeah,
this movie's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Actually,
love it. Let's start this conversation off with somebody explain blaxploitation to me, because that sounds like a negative term. But I think that, like, okay, here's my understanding. Blaxploitation is like a genre of films, kind of like Shaft. Would that be blaxploitation? So I thought that Shaft is like a popular and celebrated movie, but the term blaxploitation sounds negative. So explain it.
Good.
All right. So one, I'm gonna tell you my take, and then I'll read off the description. So blaxploitation was a thing that was happening in like the early 70s, where black people were getting a chance to make a lot of movies, but not a lot of opportunities on like how those movies were being made or like how they were created and shit. So we're just in movies and like being cool with it. And a lot of them were like, this is Tales from the Hood, like the really kind of exploitation-y things, right? Like you weren't seeing a lot of black folks being like normal movies at the time, aside from like Sidney Poitier, I think. And so because of that, there was that whole genre of blaxploitation. So in hindsight, yeah, kind of a negative thing, but also we got a lot of cool cultural movies out of that we were like really fucked with, but also they weren't exactly showing like, you know, black people in the way that we actually existed at the time and all the nuances of being black. Like black people weren't just seen as like other American humans. They were like, y'all are black people. Like motherfuckers watch Shaft in the middle of the country and be like, yep, that's black folks. They're all Shaft. Like, you know what I mean? So weird. And I'm going to read it real quick. Blaxploitation is an ethnic subgenre of the exploitation films. You also have there are nudist exploitation. There's sexploitation movies. There's a lot of exploitation movies that came out in America. There were even Italian exploitations when they did spaghetti westerns.
So what does that mean? They're just exploiting stereotypes?
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, it's really like a distillation of that culture.
So like that one movie that was like popular, Nymphomaniac. That was
that would be considered a sexploitation movie,
sexploitation.
Especially considering that the movie story was kind of trash and it was really just like watch this girl get triple
so
banged.
much marketing behind it. Fucking Skarsgård was in it.
Yeah, man.
Like
this lady literally, I think she gets like
I watched it and I was like, what?
2 D's and the B at the same time, like in the movie. And I was like, there's a part 2. I don't want to watch this. Fuck this. Anyway, blaxploitation is an ethnic subgenre of exploitation films that emerged in the United States during the early 1970s. The term is a portmanteau of black exploitation and exploitation. No shit. Was coined August 1972 by the president of the Beverly Hills NAACP branch. He claimed the genre was proliferating offensiveness. My bad. Was proliferating offenses to the black community in perpetuation of stereotypes often involved in crime. The genre does not rank the first after the race films. There were also race films in the 1940s, like there's the one that stars the KKL, Birth of a Nation. But in the 1960s, in which black characters and communities are the protagonists and subjects of the film and the television, rather than sidekicks and antagonists or victims of brutality. The genre's inception was then rethinking race relations in the 1970s. So, like, a lot of them was like, you know, I don't know, like, even in this movie when they're like, all the kids are on smack, like, all that shit. But, like, we see it now as being like, oh, it's kind of funny. But, like, think about if all of the black films that came out in the majority of the 70s were Black Dynamite. Mm-hmm. After 10 years of that shit, you'd be like, I think we got a little more going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So then
you're gonna wake the
So then it's
bitches.
not entirely a negative term, but it's just kind of a explanatory kind of thing.
Yeah. It's one of like
you
it's
should
one
watch
of those things.
Dolomite. Dolomite's another good one.
Yeah. Dolomite, Superfly,
you
Shaft.
can really see the budget.
I love Black Dynamite for 2 things. It's technical execution and the comedic timing. Because it's an intentionally bad movie.
That's perfect.
But it takes so much planning to make it intentionally bad. Like I bet you there's very little improv in this movie. You know, like I'm sure there was room for it, but because of how specific the jokes are, there was probably very little improv. And I just fucking my 3 favorite gags from the movie is when like the boom mic is there
and he keeps like kind of looking at him and that.
And then the second one where Bullhorn when he slaps the extra.
He's like, what the fuck? Immediate cut. I showed that to Mark after. She's like, what the fuck are you watching?
And then the one where he's like, shut the fuck up, Euphoria. I need to see it.
That was hilarious.
Look at it. I know it was your ass.
That movie kills me.
I like that. You done fucked up now. All right, so also we need to talk about the reason why the movie I think it does so good is because Michael J. White, who is a like fucking black kung fu legend, he was in Spawn. Y'all remember Spawn, right?
Yes.
Spawn was
bro.
Shit.
He was in that. Like every time I was like, because you're excited for the fight scenes because you can tell that that's where they care the most. And he was just like, but like for some of them, like when he jumps up and kicks that light, bro, that's not fake. It's not a stunt. My guy jumped up and just like put his foot in that light, and I was like,
one of his best kicks is like towards the end of the movie where he's like hiding behind.
He kicks the dude, or he gives him a scorpion kick around the crate.
Sideways, like.
Bro, so
that kind of humor resonates with me because I feel like that's kind of our thought process when we make skits. It's like very low budget and that kind of like awkward humor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite movies. It's so fucking funny, man.
So Pat, I know you thought it was maybe a little too serious.
No,
but
I think it was serious. I knew it was a funny movie because like there was like what you guys said, like noticing that boom mic. Also, I noticed when the guy was fighting, Bullhorn was fighting somebody and he was bigger than him, but then they brought another extra over to switch.
Smacked.
He just got whooped his ass. I noticed that it was trying to be a spoof.
camera can't stop moving.
It's 100% a spoof.
So like I knew it wasn't, but like even though it was a spoof, it had a real message. That's what I meant. Like
The man is trying to sell malt liquor to black people.
Like the malt liquor was like I think was like an analogy for crack though, right?
Yeah,
because like that's
the kids were just on smack too.
the
There,
drug epidemic.
But also, malt liquor in the hood. So.
I thought just used the malt liquor as an analogy for crack, because what we did to when we
Nixon.
didn't the United States like put crack on the streets?
Crack. They weren't drinking.
Yeah, I mean, the Contras, Nixon, Oliver North, whole thing that we just know about.
Which we should be watching. Freaking what's that movie called? Or not movie. The show is it called Snowfall? Something. It's a recent show.
Yeah.
It kind of explores that. No, it's. I've heard it's really good. I watched a couple of episodes to it, and it's.
I've been holding off on watching it, but I want to watch it all. My cousin's always talking about it.
I stopped watching it because I thought we might react to it, but it's really fucking good. It's like this kid that gets into like crack dealing, but then they also show like the CIA side of it. Yeah. It's like The Wire, but like it on a different kind of.
Does license to kill mean you could kill anybody?
I don't think
but I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
I'm sure
I don't think that's a real thing.
Okay,
license to kill. I think that's a. You heard that a lot in the Bond movie.
Yeah.
Okay. License to kill. It was just a piece of paper, bro.
So CIA don't get that, right? CIA doesn't get a license to kill.
I mean,
no, but I mean, fuck. Do they need one? Look at the cops.
Yeah.
But I get you on that. But like,
right.
like when they said license to kill, does it mean like license to kill bad people or all people?
I have no idea.
It means that
imagine
they're trusting his judgment on if he kills someone they needed to be killed.
Yeah. What, Spidey, you suggested this movie. What was one of the reasons you suggested it?
I had never seen it, and I love Michael J. White. It's legit. I've seen so many like little clips and memes and shit from it, and I was like, it's an older movie. It's from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a black
I didn't know it got turned into a Adult Swim animation.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember
the anime is fire.
I did not know that.
It's so funny.
Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how hard they nailed the look.
Yeah.
So they shot this on 16 millimeter film, which 16 millimeter film can look really, really nice. Like you've probably seen a film like that. They do a lot of art house films on 16 millimeter, but it can look nice, right? You can blow it up to 4K. You guys seen my film pictures that I take, right? You never look at those and are like, oh, that looks like shitty film. But like they did all the things wrong to the film to get it to look that way. There's a lot of parts where it's obviously underexposed.
Yeah.
There's parts where
the lighting is like all over the place.
The lighting's all over. Yeah, color temperature stays super yellow like through most of the movie. Like they never once touch the white balance. They do a bunch of things wrong on purpose, and it gives it that look. But like it's one of those things like where that look is so iconic now. Because it wasn't just blaxploitation films doing it too. It was a lot of those like early movies that were made poorly, like when amateurs kind of started getting into filmmaking that are like that. And it's like it's an iconic look now, but it's like wrong. And I love that. Yeah. I love that so much. It's like how the Gen Zs now are getting into like digital cameras from the early 2000s and they look like ass. But those kids are like, oh, well, that's nostalgic for me. And it's like, I don't want to do that because that never was nostalgic for me. That was just happenstance. I was using those because I had to. But it's like, they nail that. And I love that. I just love how it looks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all like every mistake is planned and intentional. Even like the cutting back and forth, like in the beginning when he's having that conversation and she has like a slight tear in her eye.
Yeah, the continuity is just, they don't give a fuck.
It's so good. It's so good. It's just so fucking funny.
I'm so happy, Black Dynamite.
The one thing too, like when it comes to making a film like this too, like I would like to point out that they don't fuck with the audio. You can do whatever you want visually. But like people really won't tolerate shit audio. This goes to any of you young filmmakers watching.
Yep.
Use Black Dynamite as an actual blueprint. You can do whatever you want with the look.
Audio is everything.
Don't fuck with the audio.
Audio is everything.
You get A1 audio, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We've all seen animes where the fucking sync is kind of off and we still love it. As long as the audio's good, you're Gucci.
Yeah, you can shoot on a potato, but
you can shoot on a potato.
Straight up.
Your
You
audio
can just film with
good.
a straight spud.
So now Black Dynamite was definitely. I remember I tried to watch it before and like hadn't had time. So it was like it was probably like my second time watching it, like all the way. And I was like, I love this shit. I also love that it does that old movie thing where it should have ended twice. Just like, what are we doing? Where are we going?
Just a new
the Kung Fu Island.
Time.
He beats the fuck out of Nixon, and I was like, bro, what's that? Whooped his ass up and down the White House.
So many villains, and you know what is funny? It's like at some point in the movie, they're just like, Black Dynamite. This goes all the way to the top. And you're just like, how far is it?
No, the best sequence is when they like figure it out. He's like, wait. Melts in your mouth.
I was like, you went to warehouse, you saw this motherfucker.
And who's the Roman god for blah blah blah? Oh, Exernius.
Thanks, lady. I would also like to point out one of those pimps was Brian McKnight. I don't know why, but he was.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, who's Cream Corn?
Tommy Davidson.
I know that, and there's also
Booty Call. Nice.
Is it a Derailment, like the comedian Derailment in there, like the
was he
the older dude? He's older now, but I know you're talking
like
about
the guy,
the big
big dude, and like he was like when they met each other in that meeting, like he was like hyping him up.
The one guy from Reno 911, where he's like, but Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
The movie's fucking. It's so super
good.
funny, but also like. The Kung Fu in it, A1.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It.
Yes, bro. I mean, but that's like Michael J. White, his whole entire career, he's just been like, yeah, I can act, but also I can like...
can really fight.
I can fuck some shit up,
He's
bro.
A fucking massive dude with speed. Like, like the
terrifyingly fast, bro.
scariest
They used to
combination.
want him for UFC, and he was like, nah, I'm just going to act.
Right? And it's all... I'm glad he didn't do UFC, bro. He's just like...
I kind of...
fucking some shit up.
I kind of noticed that, too, because like in old Kung Fu movies, they would have to fuck with the frame rate. Like Bruce Lee was legitimately so fast they had to slow down his footage.
Yeah, they'd
so
be like,
that you
bro,
could
what are you
actually
doing?
see what was happening. Like
24 frames a second. He's like, I'm about to outrun that. So Michael J. White's in he's been in a lot of fighting movies. Like kind of, they're not B movies, but they're not like.
It makes me want to watch Spawn so bad.
Oh fuck it, they're B movies, but like
I want to watch Spawn.
Spawn is great. Spawn's A tier. But like he's in Blood and Bone, Never Back Down, No Surrender, Never Back Down 2. God, I remember the first Never Back Down. I hated that movie. Undisputed 2, Last Man, Falcon Rising. Look, if Michael J. White's in a movie, someone's getting kicked in the fucking face.
Oh, for sure.
And like I'm kind of like I'm here. So they do like those martial art movies, and even when I watch a lot of the Corridor Digital stuntmen react, a lot of times Michael J. White will come up in conversation just because of how that motherfucker is, and like that's dope to see. Black Dynamite.
Black Dynamite.
Whooping ass. So, next movie on
what's
the
the next
list.
movie?
Can I ask you guys this? And everyone be honest. Be super honest. Is it possible to do a double feature?
Like watch 2 movies in one week?
Yeah.
I could do it.
Will you do it?
Here's my problem. I often forget to do it until like a day before.
I mean, I watch on Thursday.
But like,
You can't watch 2 movies on a Thursday night.
I could. Okay, what's the movies and what's the length?
New house party, old house party.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the new one.
Where do you see
I haven't seen the new one either. I'm excited for the new one.
Let me see if the new one's even out on streaming.
It should be. It should be on HBO Max because it's LeBron James.
Oh,
movie.
wait. These reminders won't matter.
New house party movie came. Oh no, hold on. Came out in 2023. Is it on streaming?
It's on
I just have to set a reminder for
What? It's
myself.
made
but
money
I can do
already.
it.
Okay, I guess it is on streaming. Hold on, let me see. Sorry guys, we're stream. I need to make sure this movie's on streaming, otherwise we can't watch it. We'll all have to pirate it on Roku.
It's not. I see. You can watch it. Again.
Okay, it's on HBO Max.
Yeah, I told you on HBO Max.
All right, so listen, we're watching the new house party and the old house party. All right, if you miss one of these movies, you're wearing a dunce hat. We're finishing off Black History Month with a double feature. I would also like to point out we're about to start Women's Month next month, and so in order to start Women's Month, we will be watching Hidden Figures.
Hey.
What? Is that a black movie as well? Well, it's a woman movie.
Hidden
Your
Figures.
favorite podcast. Oh, well, then we should have set it off.
We should. I didn't think about it until now.
Oh,
Hey, man.
Hidden Figures. What
Did
was
y'all
that
not have
about?
fun watching Setting Off?
Black women helped us get to NASA. Or no, get to space.
Get to space.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you haven't.
Yes, so,
Been hanging out in too many white circles, Pat. We're gonna break you out.
the number one spot to talk about women's issues.
Oh, I think
That's on our podcast.
we will get an honorary lady. We'll get an honorary guy who's a lady on for some of those. I do want to. Oh, so house party. We're watching both house parties. The first house party, we're watching that one which is going to mean that, spoiler alert, Martin Lawrence is going to be in 2 of the 4 movies we've watched this month.
Man, he used to be getting it, bro.
He used to be my favorite actor, man. He used to be in so many things back in the day.
So, Old House Party, New House Party.
Security, that was a good movie.
Yeah. I have a cat in my pants. He says that in the end in Spanish when they're at the border. I don't know why I remember that.
That was different. That was Blue Streak.
Oh, that was Blue Streak?
That was Blue Streak. Different.
Damn, I can't. All right. So everybody who did watch the movie, thank you. Thanks for continuing to participate in the movie club. I've seen Dead Presidents. Haven't seen it in a while. Honestly, I'd probably do New Jack City over Dead Presidents if we're doing anything.
You know what movie we missed out on for Black Month? We should probably think about considering doing it. It is Head of State.
Head of State?
Head of State is funny.
Yes.
Head of State.
Well, fun fact, guys.
You seen it, Chris?
I'm thinking Enemy of the State.
And I'll tell this to the people out there listening at home. You can watch black movies whenever. I don't know if you know this or not, but outside of the month of February, black people still exist.
Oh yeah, Morgan Freeman does not support Black History Month.
Yeah, that's
He said that.
It was a great interview.
It was forever ago, but also I think honestly for Morgan Freeman when he's like, just don't talk about it and it'll go away, that's never gonna happen.
So like, was like in a good tone or in a bad tone?
He's not a good tone. No, he was just like, you're gonna relegate my culture to one.
Okay.
Yeah, like
there's no White History Month.
Yeah.
There's no there's no Indian History Month.
And guess what? Black history is literally in tandem with all of American history.
I will say
from day one.
I will say that
like TikTok slang.
That hurts my soul. Hurts my soul. Gen Z slang is just black slang already.
FR, finna, cop. It's just like it's a little cringe.
I will say though, like, I understand where Morgan Freeman is coming from, but if we don't have these months, then people are not going to be aware. Like, we do need to have.
So I think his reasoning is much more black history should just be taught in tandem with American history because it's American history.
Okay.
It would make sense for, I know America is a melting pot, but like in any country, there's always like a set of the population that is in the minority. Let's talk about like our culture, like Sikh. Like like it would make more sense to have like a Sikh history month because like that's something that very few people know about here. Mm-hmm. But black people have been like part of America like since the beginning, so it doesn't make sense that it's like this month we're going to teach you about these people. That
our education system failed us in that aspect where they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that now you got to think about it, we got to play catch up. So like we do, like I've learned more about black history from my friends than I did at elementary school.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So like
for sure,
and like the real facts, like not the shit that they whatever. So like for what we've already created and like the system that we already created, we do need these months so we could undo what we created essentially. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, QPL. Don't take this personally. I think I love you. I watch all of Knowing Better as well. Great history. That guy's on top of his shit. This guy's on top of it. But yeah, we need that. But like, it shouldn't just be the 1 month. It's literally all of history. But also, look at the South. They're changing fucking textbooks because it makes white Americans look bad because of the things that happened in the past. But like, if we can just talk about the past and get over it. I heard somebody say this once and it was good. It was really good. They were like, black kids are always going to be a step ahead on race relations in America because they have to learn about it. Mm-hmm. Like if you are a black parent, you have to teach your kids about race relations in America, and white students aren't going to learn that at the same age as black kids are, and they're always going to be behind on it. Like let's just all learn it to fucking together. Listen to this small tie right before we finish. I listened to this whole podcast, this whole entire 2-section long podcast on red pilled America that I heard while we were out west, and the dude was like talking about how he's a white guy, and he was like, I think he might be Latino, but like he presents white, like he looks white. And he's just like, I lived in this really shitty neighborhood called Carson, and like I remember like our house got broken into, and everybody was mean to us, and like they were a white family, and like all the black people that lived around them were shitty towards them, and it was in the hood, and someone broke into their house and stole a bunch of shit from him once, and then someone broke in and sexually assaulted his mom, and like his dad wasn't man enough to do anything about it, and all this and that, and his mom like moved away from the dad and still went like to all of these events and these charities to help out people, right? Because she was like, yeah, like these things happened to us in this black neighborhood and that was bad, but like black people aren't bad. Like this is like a problem, right? And at the end of this podcast, I'm thinking he's going to come to this solution, right? He does all this talking, all this thinking, and I'm thinking he's going to be like, well, you know, like poverty and crime rates and all this and that, like, and this is how we get to the solution. But this is red pilled radio. And so at the end, he was just like, if we don't teach black kids or kids in general about race relations when they're young, then they won't be mean when they grow up and they can learn it at an adult age. And I was like, damn, bro. 2 hours of a podcast for you to shit the bed in the last 10 seconds. God damn. What are the fucking odds? What's the chance? I was just like, bro.
Damn.
I will say,
I didn't believe that though.
Yeah, it was. I did think that for him being who he is and the spaces that he runs in, that it's really good he didn't end being like overtly racist at the end. But yeah,
He's like, and you know niggers. I'm like, whoa.
Like, hey, what the fuck, man?
Hard, Jesus.
He was just like, and that's why we shouldn't learn about racism when we're in elementary school. I was like, that feels like you might have missed the mark. Well, guys, here we are at the end of the podcast. I'm going to jump up and hit the button. We want you guys to stick around for the raid. Please try and participate in the Normies Movie Club. We would really appreciate it if we could all kind of have a general discussion about these movies. We're watching both of we're watching the old House Party, the first one, and we're watching the new House Party,
LeBron James
2023.
production.
Oh, you know what? One last thing about Black Dynamite. I noticed, 'cause I watched it on Amazon Prime, and I don't know if they did this on purpose. It feels like they did, but they set the release date as 1980.
Oh, that's funny. That's super funny. When he's flirting with that nurse, I noticed that a lot of the subtitles were hiding boobs.
Oh, that's clever.
So what's happening here?
That was my favorite part.
Oh, yeah. Also, in the very beginning, is he having sex with all three of those women?
Is he?
They're like all moaning at the same time.
There were like 5 or 6 of them.
Does he have a drink? But like the camera shot is him on top, literally doing push-ups, which is hilarious. And then all 3 of them moaning. Like, does he got a trident for a penis? What's happening?
That's Black Dynamite. This is how it works, bro.
Hold on, Mama, you gonna wake up the rest of the bitches?
Exactly. That was hilarious.
Oh man, I had this plan. I was gonna do this whole like really honest like review of the movie. Like it was super misogynistic and the camera was all off and all this and this and that. I think it'd be really funny to watch Black Dynamite and just do like a deadpan review to it. Just deadpan.
That's what's funny too about it is like he is like incredibly misogynistic.
Oh, he is.
Well, see you guys later. Stick around for the raid. Goodbye.
Bye.
We're raiding Sim Cooper.
Talking Normies Podcast.